Hello and welcome to Living Well Today, episode 78. I'm Angela Moonen, and each week in this space together, we experience softness, ease, acceptance, and develop together a path toward deeper meaning and more profound experience of life and well-being for living well today. So thank you for being here, whether it is on Instagram Live, hello all out there, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, or you seeing this on repeat. I invite you to share it. I invite you to come back and visit it again. I know for myself, I use my videos, my sharing with you as means to teach myself. And I go back and I watch and listen. In part, I know this sounds silly, maybe for some, in part out of admiration for myself in the sense of how far I've come, if that makes sense. I know I have a long way to go. In part, so that I deepen the lesson for myself and hear it sometimes even with fresh eyes, because I have kind of a pathway I want to follow for each episode, but I don't necessarily know where it's going. I do my best to do stream of consciousness. So I have kind of a North Star, and I understand in a sense what I want to share and where I'm at in my own journey, in hopes that it shines a light for someone else. And again, also to deepen the teaching for myself. So when I go back to see it and listen to it, I invite you to do the same, because I sometimes will say, oh, and you know, it's that story of when the same person never steps in the stream ever again. You step in the stream this one moment, you step in it in another moment, you're not the same, the stream is not the same. That's the idea, is that as we learn something and we learn it in layers, and that's actually part of the acronym I'm going to share today, the unfolding of it all, of us all, is that it does happen in layers, and understanding happens in layers. And, you know, life is in this present moment, but there is also this feeling of evolution, of unfolding from moment to moment as we build a bridge, you know, those stepping stones, I guess. So each show and each segment of each show is a stepping stone. That's the way I experience it. I'm curious to hear in the comments how you experience it, and I encourage you to share it with others that you think could benefit, who you see in a beautiful light. You see their positive attributes, and they may not always be able to see it themselves. You know, we're always able to believe more easily the bad stuff versus the good stuff. We're kind of wired that way, conditioned that way, to look for the exceptions and look for the stuff that's not so great in our lives. But this space is to shine a light on what is beautiful, what is peace, what is love. And it's different for all of us to some extent, but it also is universal. The more we peel it back and the more we distill it down, that's what the beauty framework is all about, that I'm going to introduce today and spend the next several episodes going deeper on for myself and the benefit of all. We're so conditioned to think that life has got to be hard. It's got its ugly parts, etc. But if we can begin to filter with a new lens, a more resourceful lens, we can dig out of those tough spots more easily. It doesn't mean that tough spots or ugly spots won't come, but they soften. they get shorter, they get easier. And believe me, I've had my share. Now, it's all relative. It's all relative. I hear about certain struggles, and I know of certain struggles around the world and areas of real depth of poverty and challenge, or someone who's really struggling with a huge health crisis. So I count my blessings and I stay in appreciation. For me, it's a tool to get through, to create that stepping stone, to get through the cloudy days more easily. But I've had a tough go of it these last few years, on certain levels with certain things. And this show in part has helped me with that. Your comments, your support, your love and encouragement, the feedback I get, all helps keep me going and affirming for me as I affirm for myself the beauty of my life. So that's what we're talking about today. The beauty in everyday life. From the littlest thing, that's the thing that we're realizing or crystallizing for ourselves. We're taught that beauty is to be strived for, is that it's about appearance and it's about efforting and about impressing. Sure, that's one aspect of it, but it's such a shallow aspect of it. It's such an unfulfilling aspect of it. When we truly begin to understand for ourselves what beauty feels like when no one else is looking, noticing, appreciating, embodying, building on, that kind of beauty comes from trust, comes from a quiet place, a softer place within us. It comes sometimes from places that otherwise our whole lives feels untouched, and can be this wonderful new discovery. It's honest. It's an honest place. It's raw. Everyone's reality or version of real is different, and any one of us can have 1,000 versions of real. So I don't want to say it's real, but it's raw. It's visceral. It's felt within you, and then shines when it's cherished and nurtured from that soft, honest, revealing place. It expands us, and it's lived in the present moment. It's experienced at a whole new level. So this beauty framework, it's not, yes, it's an acronym, literally, but it's really a way of discovering the more profound softness of life. Softness of life that's the word that comes to mind. It's like an awakening, that's very personal awakening, and a letting go of preconceived judgments, rules, regulations, prescriptions. It's not about perfection. It's about wholeness. Yeah. So the B, which is what we're going to spend the next few minutes on, let me walk you through the entire framework and share with you that the B is for being. Because if you're living in the future or attempting to, which is just a fallacy, you can't. It's a construct in your mind. The only thing that is ever is here in this moment. Like the 3 minutes ago, that's gone, and it's only a memory. It only lives in my memory and yours. So the only true thing ultimately is right here. And that's where your power is. So being. And each of this, you'll see each of these words I'm going to share with you as part of beauty is, it's all active, kind of present tense because of that present moment. So being, not be, but being. Active, ing, in other words. Being. Like the I Ching. Being. E is for elevating. Elevating. That's in relation to our frequency and vibration, our perspective of life, our hopes, our faith, our trust, elevating, raising, expanding, lifting up, lifting ourselves up, lifting others up. Yeah, elevating. And we'll go deeper into E next week. A is accepting. Accepting. Not fighting against, not manipulating, not judging that something needs to be more than it is. It just is. And accepting that is a form of surrender that is wholly powerful, like really, really powerful. It's through the accepting. I don't want to get too deep into it, but we've talked about surrender before and yielding. It's in the accepting of what is that you break open to a new level of power. The U is unfolding, which I've inferred a few times. Unfolding in the sense of mastery, patience, Again, I don't want to go too deeply, but I want to at least give you a broad brushstroke of the entire word and framework. The next is, talked about this often, T, trusting. Trusting. Trusting that you are enough. Trusting that there is a gift. Trusting that all is working out as it should on time for you, for the benefit of you. Trusting. Believing. Yeah. I don't even like believing. No. Trusting. Trusting's not believing. Trusting is more, is softer than that. So just we'll let it be trusting. And then ultimately Y is for yesing. Saying yes. Saying yes to you. Saying yes to the beauty. Saying yes to the trust. Yes, I am. Yes, I walk forward. Yes, I get up when I'm knocked down. Yes, I am here. Yes, I am co-creating. Yesing to all of it. And conversely, because there are two sides of the coin, part of yesing is discernment and understanding that it's not all for you. Not everyone in your circle is for you. Not every project is for you. But you can understand that aspect without yesing. You're saying yes to all that is you and all that expands you. So let's talk about be and being. Being for breath and being here, breathing together. Being is what allows everything else to unfold. Being is the state and the allowing in which everything else can become, can realize. It's through that window of present moment, mindfulness, of being here, as Eckhart Tolle says, is being here now. Being. It means you don't have to prove anything right now. You just are being. You are being who you are. all of who you are, as best you can reveal or recognize in yourself right now. And it is enough. That's being. It's where you let go of performance and reconnect to your presence, your personal power in the present moment. Allowing God, the Word of God, the presence, the beauty, the power of you as a creating and a co-creating being to flow through you right here, right now. Being. Tuning your voice. Breathing. Allowing it all in. Being. In a world that asks us to go faster, try harder, being is revolutionary. Yeah? What does being look like in everyday life? Being in everyday life is like right here, right now. Me just expressing openly and sharing. You sitting with your family, not looking at your cell phone, but looking directly into the windows of their soul through their eyes. Listening, leaning in, being present, not judging, pausing and reflecting to share rather than reacting. There's a difference. It's that small space between stimulus and response. So not responding, but being, answering through a reflective place rather than a reactionary place. Being. You are in your body. You're not out there somewhere. You're not thinking about somebody else, about the task list in your mind. You're just here, right here, as you are. It's that come as you are theme again. Being. So when you wake up, not jumping right on the cell phone, or when you sit at the dinner table, not immediately answering the text and reacting to a ding notification on your phone or your laptop. Pausing and just taking in the fullness of the moment, being. Instead of saying, when next time someone asks you something and you don't know, say, I don't know, instead of pretending that you do. That's simply being as you are. When you stop midday to breathe and to ask, what do I need right now? What do I need right now? What do I need? Do I need rest? Do I need water? Do I need a helpful hand? Do I need time to just breathe and reflect? What do I need right now? That's being. That's being in the present moment. Yes? Does that make sense? And here's why being has to come first. Again, without being, the rest of the acronym, the elevating, becomes thriving. Accepting becomes tolerating. You see the other sides of this coin? When you're not being, unfolding is you're trying to rush something or force something into place when you're not being. Okay? You know, if you're not trusting something because you're not in the present moment, you're not being, you're not in alignment with the present moment, then you're out of trust. You're forecasting, you're outsourcing the moment. Outsourcing the moment. Yeah, that's good. We outsource a lot of our moments. You know, we put it somewhere else. We put it on someone else. Feel it, experience it, breathe it in. They're your moments to have and to be. Being. When you begin with being, everything shifts. doesn't feel like your life is a burden then to carry. Or like the things I've been going through with the sale of my home, and then my deal fell through, and then it's this, and then there's that, and then there's something else to replace or whatever, because that's home ownership. All of those things, you know, the only place I can stay resourceful, because I see this. If I start getting out and projecting and future casting and saying, what if, and going 2 and 3 and 4 and 10 moves ahead, I feel completely out of alignment and scattered and beaten. And I've felt those moments. We don't want to ever, push or resist something away. I mean, those are real for us, and it's up to us to make those things conscious and say, this is what I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling dread or fear or anxious or uncertainty, or I'm feeling those things. Okay. But as soon as I start to say, it is what it is, breathe, be here. This is where your power is. Don't get so far out ahead of yourself. Can't control any of that anyway. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. What I know for sure is if I can stay here in me, in my body, and in the moment being, I know I am resourceful. I know I am resilient. I know I can be strong. I've proven it to myself time and time again. If I'm right here, if I'm out there and over there, and I'm off my center and I get knocked around. And it happens to all of us. It isn't about not getting knocked around, knocked down. That's kind of part of life on earth. It's about seeing it for what it is, keeping perspective, and going into your power, your own self-reliance, and connection. So I can't do this on my own. Like, self-reliance, I also mean higher self, universe, God, my connection. How many times over the last 6 months, I have prayed to my angels, my guardians, my ancestors, to Archangel Michael, to Mother Mary for strength, the saints, the different people who I know were so strong in this life and whose presence I feel around me, or Gabriel, or my grandmother, my father. Protect me, guide me, give me strength, help me resolve this in a way that's easiest, and help me find the peace that I know that I am. I don't ask them to solve, fix this with the city or fix this with the house, or no, that's too literal. We ask for strength and courage, wisdom. We ask for present moment, presence, strengthen my faith, show me the way, help a girl out here. That was my prayer last night. Like, help me, help me. Be here with me, reassure me, lighten the load. And I hand it over to them. I don't always remember to do that. But when you are being, in a sense, that's what you're also, it's part of the beauty framework. It's that surrendering, that accepting that you're never alone. And isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beauty? That's beauty to me. To know in my heart of hearts that I have legions of beautiful, strong energy that has gone before me, that I can call upon like that. If I'm willing, if I'm open, if I'm vulnerable. Yeah. Yesing becomes people pleasing if you're not centered and being, right? So every aspect of it is reliant upon cultivating that presence, the present moment that's so powerful. It's all powerful. You speak with more clarity, you choose with more intention, you move from who you are, not what others expect, or maybe not an old version of what you expected of yourself in the past, or saying no more to future tensing something. That's being. So it's the link. Being is the link to it all. And you're invited. You're invited. You're invited to this practice. And here's what I want to offer you this week and every week is an honest, open invitation to ask yourself once a day, at least once a day. Maybe try it upon awakening and anytime it pops in, say to your higher energies, say, remind me, encourage me, let me see and feel and experience the signs on my path today to remind me to stay present, to remind me that I am a human being, that I am a spirit having a human experience. Human being. Not doing better or accomplishing more or just being. And it's not even just, it's because just means sometimes feels like, I guess it is sort of distilling. I was going to say just means reducing, but it's simplifying. And through that simplifying, it actually gets exponentially bigger. Your eyes get bigger. Your appreciation, your sense, your feeling of fullness and blessings gets bigger when you're being. Because it's literally like lightness of being. It's taking this weight off of you of expectation, of some performance or prescription of what life and what you and your work and your money and wherever you are that they're supposed to be. It's enough just as you are where you are. Would you like to expand? Would you like to have more beauty? Then start being. I'm going to walk you through how you can cultivate more beauty in the everyday of life. Because life doesn't happen out there. And happiness isn't created by the next thing or whatever you buy or car or house or. And I learned this at a deeper level with every lesson that I put myself through. And I elect a lot of it because I have preconceived notions about what I thought beauty was supposed to be. And I've learned some hard lessons. And through it all, there was beauty. It was right there. It's me, you see. It isn't about the house. It's you. It's not about whether your skin is perfect or your hair or your fingernails or the perfect family and the best photos it isn't about that. Are those things that express it? They express it, but they're not created from. They don't create, I should say this. They don't create the beauty in your life. You create the beauty. You are the beauty. And then as more and more as you are the beauty, beautiful things show up in your life. And you have more to notice and experience. The morning doves singing out on your patio in the morning. The owl at night. Birds are a real thing for me right now. Really, really big thing. I've always loved birds. They're so present in my life right now. And I'm so tuned. I think part of it is through the sound healing, a lot of the sound healing I'm doing right now, because bird song is incredibly tuning you know, raises your frequency and aligns your vibration. Bird song in the morning. Really take in the bird song in the morning. And that's being, you see? So try it. What would being look like for me right now in this moment? What does it look like? What does it feel like? More importantly, what does it feel like? Before you send the email, before you respond to the text, before the next meeting, listen to your heart. The heart knows. Get out of your head, drop down into your heart, and listen. Listen. Feel. See if you can visualize opening and expanding and relaxing into the vastness of all that goes on inside your magnificent body, this magnificent vessel, and say, what does beauty feel like for me? That's where beauty begins. Being and recognizing. So next time on Living Well Today, episode 79, we're going to talk about E, elevating, what it really means to rise, to live, to evolve without abandoning yourself in the process. But for now, I'll leave you with this. And I wrote this here. You don't have to become someone else to be beautiful. You already are. Just by having the breath in your lungs, you are already beauty. Can you see it? Can you feel it? Can you be it? Be that which you seek. Be that which you seek. And you have the capacity to be. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a desire for it. Come into your being and you'll find the beauty there. Thank you for spending time with me today. Always, you can visit my website at angelamoonin.com. If you are a business owner, I'd love to work with you and your team, because now more than ever, teams need to reconnect with one another, with your vision and purpose, the North Star of your company. And while we may not use some of the terminology sometimes that you hear here on Living Well Today, the principles are all founded and grounded in the same thing. And we can bring your team and the work that you do in the world and how you're experienced by your customers, clients, patients, we can bring you to a new level of beauty. If you are an individual and you want to discover how to have that discernment, how to experience life from a more mindful place, how to lead, whether it's in your church, school, or community or business, from a more mindful place, reach out to me. You can email me at bloom@angelamoonin.com, or you can contact me through the website. Say hello on LinkedIn. I look forward to your comments about today's episode, and I welcome you to share this with others, and make sure to join me next week for beauty. Much love and blessings to you all.